When I say the Reds, I always think of that. That was just crazy. I was like, what did I hear? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Up in arms. It's really I'm bothered. I'm bothered by all the censorship. I'm bothered by the control. I'm bothered by all of this. And it's just real frustrating because we can't it seems like we can't collectively come together. We can't be in solidarity because none of us know. They're purposely keeping information from us.
Yeah, and some of it's our responsibility as tribal leaders, tribal scholars, tribal elders. We need to figure out, or have, for a while had to figure out how to get around their propaganda.
So Joseph, so are you still with the bio data? What is your organization? The bio.
Yeah, so I'm the executive director and vice president of the Native Biodata Consortium, which that is in Eagle Butte. So that's where the office is and the labs are. And we've been in existence since 2018. We would love to have tribes have a business code that we can apply for a license and all that. But we had to apply for a license through the state of South Dakota, and then later we had to get our nonprofit status through the federal Internal Revenue Service in 2019. But that's another issue of tribes like, the Haudenosaunee or the Iroquois Confederacy. They created a whole system where they can give out their own passports, driver's licenses, all that. I wish that all tribes could do that, so that we have an extra layer of protection instead of relying on state or federal authority. We're relying on tribal sovereignty.
That would be something. I've been saying that about how we, as Indigenous people, we don't stand on our own sovereignty. Our tribes don't do it. I was just having this conversation with a former president of the Rosebud Sioux tribe. Like, here we are, like I think it's Tennessee. I think it's Tennessee that just passed a law that says that AI, anyways, they're protecting their citizens of their state, saying that all citizens of their state have they control their own facial images, their voices, and their content. So AI can't take it. And so I was saying that I'm like, our tribes aren't even doing that. Like our tribes aren't even getting involved in at this level because they're too busy micromanaging their tribal programs that they don't get involved at these bigger levels and saying, hey, we're not going to allow you to do that here. So if you're running AI here, so like Starlink, you're running AI, Elon Musk, you're not going to be able to do that here. So this is our law, and this is how we're protecting our people. And so if you violate it, there's going to be consequences for you. Anyways, I think I'm too ahead of myself.
No, there's some tribes out there doing it. The Pueblo tribes are doing it. I know tribes in Canada have done it. They're both at the local level, the federal level, and the international level. I mean, these are all issues that are being brought up or have been brought up in the last 5 years at the United Nations. It's like, the people who are most vulnerable after the 2008 global market crash are Indigenous peoples, because to get out of that hole that they buried themselves in, they are coming to Indigenous spaces and taking Indigenous resources. And those resources aren't the regular resources we used to think about of gold and oil. Now it's water. Now it's botanical medicines. Now it's lithium, all of these rare earth minerals. Like 35% of the rare earth minerals in the United States are all on reservations, and not all reservations have rights that go from the surface of the land to the core of the earth, and from the surface of the land to outer space. Some tribes have sold those rights away or had them taken away, like the Navajo Nation. So the Navajo Nation had their uh, underground sovereignty taken away during World War II when the fight was with the Germans and needing to get uranium out of the ground. So I think that tribes need to go and look back at all of their laws and provisions and change it back to sovereignty. They need to have sovereignty from the surface of the ground to the core of the earth, and from the surface of the ground to outer space.